Hi and welcome. We're going to make some chicken today, and let me just give you a little bit of background. My husband is an engineer from Georgia Tech, and he likes systems. He's an industrial engineer, and they always look at the ways to make things quicker and better and more efficient. So that living with him for over 25 years now has kind of spilled over to me, and I like to do things and make them as efficient and quick as possible. So one thing that I do when I buy chicken, and we eat a lot of chicken, is I like to buy really large packages of boneless breast, and I like to bring it home and go ahead and cut the entire package up and then bag it into portions, for us. I usually put about 4 breasts in here, which is actually 2 breasts. It's 4 breast cutlets, because I'm going to show you how to cut that in just a minute. And I pop them in the freezer, and then it's very easy just to pull this out, throw it in the refrigerator, let it thaw, and then when we get ready to cook, it's so easy. It's already taken care of. So let me show you real quick how I cut the chicken up. First, I like to cut all the fat away from the chicken. As you can tell, I'm wearing rubber gloves. If I'm cutting a lot of chicken up, I'd just rather have on rubber gloves and not get chicken under my fingernails. Then I go up to the top of the breast and I cut away any tendons or the little bloody sections that are there. And then I like to flip the breast over and laying my hand on top and pressing down hard, I use my knife and I start cutting through the chicken horizontally. Now be very careful here. You definitely don't want to cut a finger, but just gently continue to slice horizontally through the chicken. And our goal here is to end up with 2 thin cutlets. Just like this. Nice and thin so they cook quickly. All right, now that I've showed you how to cut the chicken up, we're going to make a bruschetta topped chicken. And I'm going to show you how quick it is to prepare this. In another video, we went ahead and prepared our bruschetta topping. And now we are just going to cook this chicken up really quick. Well, it might help if I actually lit. There we go. All right. We're going to start with a turn or 2 of extra virgin olive oil. You could use coconut oil, duck fat, lard, tallow, butter, whatever you want to use. And I'm going to put just a tad bit, not much, but just a little bit of butter in there. All right, now I showed you when I cut the chicken up at how thin that I cut it. I cut it into cutlets. And that's what makes it really quick. It will cook in about 10 minutes or less, usually. And that's very quick for a chicken breast. So as soon as our butter melts down, and I'm going to go ahead, we'll get started with cooking the chicken. I'm going to go ahead and grab my house seasoning blend. I've told you many times before, this is a mixture of onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper, and you can get the recipe on my website. All right, we're starting to get our butter all melted down. And I actually, in this bag, have 4 cutlets. I'm just going to cook 2 right now, and we're going to use those for the bruschetta, and then we're going to cook the other 2 in a different topping and make like a buttered rosemary gravy. Now these 2 particular ones are a little bit different sizes from the way I cut them, but it's not a problem. All right, and we're just going to put some of our house blend over the top. And this will not take any time. You can already see, because it's so thin, how it's cooking up the sides. I mean, it takes no time whatsoever to do this. And just keep an eye on the back. We'd like for it to be a little bit brown on the back before we flip it. Okay, you can see we're starting to get a little bit of brown. So we're just going to flip it and let it hang in on that side for just a few minutes. and it smells so good with those seasonings and the butter. And I'm just going to put a lid on it for just a minute. You don't have to do this, but it'll just make it cook even quicker. Now, one thing, my husband absolutely loves this technique of the pan frying because it's fast. But let me just give you a couple of ideas real quick. So a couple of other ideas for flavoring. This one we just used the house seasoning blend because the bruschetta already has so much pop and flavor to it. But you know, you can also use, let me turn this down just a bit. You could also use poultry seasoning, which is wonderful on there. I do that with my pork tenderloin medallions as well, using the poultry seasoning. You could do garlic and some Italian seasoning and then put it on top of a chicken Caesar salad, which is one of our favorite meals. Very simple and healthy. There's just all kinds of different spices that you could add to it and end up making lots of different flavors. Add some cumin and chili powder and make it Mexican. So anyway, and do a little squeeze of lime juice over the top. Let's check it real quick and see how it's doing. All right, let me show you one way you kind of know it's done. Is you take the chicken in like one of the thickest areas and just kind of bend it back, and if it breaks like that, then that means it's cooked through. If not, then it means, see how it's kind of breaking? That means it's cooked through and ready to go. If not, it would still be raw on the inside. All right, let me just cut the heat off here. And we grab the plate, and we're just going to put our chicken right there. Now, another thing you can do that you've got this wonderful juice in the pan with the little bits on the bottom is make a great gravy, except that we don't need one for this particular dish because the bruschetta already takes care of that for us. And I will show you how to make a gravy with the rosemary chicken that we're going to do. Or if you watch my pork tenderloin medallion recipe, then you can see it there too. Let's just do a quick little wipe up here. I hate splatter. All right, so you plated the chicken. We're going to grab our bruschetta topping that we made and a spoon, and we're just going to spoon it right over the top. Get a little bit of the juice and just kind of drizzle it around. Now, doesn't that look yummy? And it smells really good too. It's light, it's healthy, and the flavors, you're not missing anything. You know, just because it's healthy doesn't mean you're having to slack on how great it tastes. This is absolutely delicious. Add a little salad with it, and you have got a fantastic meal. I think my cameraman's kind of hungry, and he is ready to help me dig in. Enjoy, you guys.